welcome to a brand new episode. Obviously, it's a brand new episode, but this is a brand new kind of episode. We are going to 5 episodes a month. So each week, I am bringing you the same regular episode on Tuesday, but if you're wondering, like, what the heck is happening? It's Thursday right now. The first Thursday of every month, I am going to add a 5th episode that is going to be a reflection on the previous month's book club. So about a month ago, I did a survey for listeners, and almost all of you wanted more episodes, which made me so happy. But the thing is, there already are more episodes, and they are over in the Patreon group. So there are 4 bonus episodes every month for Patreon subscribers, and each month I basically talk through a book, and these books are seriously transforming my business. So we've done quite a few now. I think, we did Work Hard, Hardly Working, You're a Badass at Making Money, 10% Happier, The Pumpkin Plan. Now we're reading through Purple Cow. I might have missed one in there, but the point is, each week I read a couple chapters and then I kind of just talk through them. And some of the books I don't love, some of them are game changers, but I kind of go through them in real time and then try to apply them to my business. So, I am going to talk about last month's book in this episode, and that was The Pumpkin Plan. And I would say that so far it has been the biggest game changer in my business. It changed how I did everything, honestly, and I'm going to talk through some of those highlights. So if you are interested in this episode, if you're enjoying it, actually, you can head over to the Patreon group, and I have marked the first 2 episodes of the Pumpkin Plan as open to the public. So you don't have to be a member. You can go over and listen to those and just kind of test them out and get a feel for what that private group is, and then decide if you'd like to join. There are 2 options. There's a $3 and a $5 tier per month. Download the Patreon app, search for the Bright Balloon Podcast, and you'll be up and running. The other thing that I wanted to mention about the Patreon app, because I know it's like one more thing you have to deal with. Not really. You download the app, find the Bright Balloon Podcast, find those kind of secret bonus episodes, and then there are directions on the group page of how to embed a private RSS feed. It sounds complicated. It's not. You literally click a button, and then all of those bonus episodes will just automatically show up in wherever you listen to the normal podcast. So once you do that initial jumping through the hoops, then you don't have to do anything ever again. Most people just listen to the bonus episodes in the same place where the regular episodes are released. So that means you could have how many? 9 episodes a month listening to me? That might be too much, but some people enjoy it. But what I do know is that the books that we have read they're awesome. And I've really, really enjoyed reading them. And really, it's kept me accountable. I'm not a big reader, so I listen to the books typically. I download them in Audible and I listen to the books while I drive, but it's so easy to just kind of listen to things and be like, good point. I'll do that one day. And then we just never do. For some reason, having it week by week, and I think for me, especially because I have to actually talk through it, it's really forced me to implement and think about some of these challenges in my business. So today we are going to chat about the Pumpkin Plan. I'm obsessed. I talk about it to everybody. I love it. It's an analogy that we're going to go through. And if you want to hear more detail, like I said, download the Patreon app and find the Bright Balloon Podcast in that app, and you can listen to more episodes about the Pumpkin Plan. So this is going to be a regular bonus episode every month that you can listen to. Right now in the book club, we're reading The Purple Cow. So next month, the first week, that additional bonus episode will be a review on the Purple Cow book. So, the last thing I wanted to say about the Patreon book club is that once you join, you get access to all of the back catalogs. So you can listen to every episode from every book. You can listen to them out of order. You can listen to just the ones that you're interested in, but it's not like you just get access when you join. You get access to everything immediately. So, all right, with that, I think that's all the housekeeping. I'm going to take a quick break. We are going to hear from one of our sponsors and then get into the Pumpkin Plan. All right, welcome back. I'm so excited to talk to you about this book. I love it. I'm in love with this book. Mike Michalowicz is the author, and you might know his name because he also wrote Profit First, which, if you remember, I freaking love Profit First. It is the book that gave my business some real guidance in terms of how to manage my cash flow. Like the first few years of business, all of my money was just in one bank account, and I just didn't really know like what I owed for taxes and how much I should be paying myself. And Profit First was the book that I implemented that changed everything for me. So Mike Michalowicz also has other books, and The Pumpkin Plan, I think, is another one up there with Profit First. It's so good. So the overall concept of this book, this idea of the pumpkins, your clients are your pumpkins. And if you think of a farmer in a big field and they're growing pumpkins, there are little pumpkins and there's big pumpkins and there's rotten pumpkins and there's all sorts of pumpkins. And if that pumpkin or if that farmer tries to tend to all of the pumpkins, something's going to happen. Either the big pumpkins are going to stop growing, they might die. The little pumpkins, they're just going to continue to sprout up, and then you're just going to have more to take care of. The point being, if you have all of these clients all over the place, you're going to run yourself crazy trying to take care of them. So what the pumpkin plan suggests is that you literally kill off the vine. When you eliminate all of those little pumpkins that are sucking up all the nutrients from the vine, all of the nutrients go to the big pumpkins and they continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is how you end up with these prize-winning pumpkins, these huge clients that you can actually focus on, that you can actually nurture and maybe grow into even bigger clients or create more clients just like them. And this is what the book teaches us how to do. So to me, this couldn't have come at a better time because my business is pretty much like overflowing. So I have a small business. It's just me. I have help cleaning my shop and organizing. I have outsourced my bookkeeping. I have outsourced like the behind the scenes with this podcast. Like I have tried to outsource the things that I can. But in terms of inflating the balloons and like doing the jobs and answering the emails, it's all still me. So I'm trying to answer all these emails while I have a big job coming up. And then I'm trying to also order supplies. And you get to the point where like you feel a bit frantic and then you want to just stop taking jobs. Something's got to give. So you feel like you need to cut back. So all of a sudden you're just telling everyone, I'm not taking any more bookings. But what if one of those bookings that's trying to schedule with you is like a multi-$1,000 client? You don't know because you're too busy focusing on a $100 birthday party this coming weekend. So I have really related to that because something has to give, and I need to either hire staff or I need to take fewer jobs. And I'm actually, spoiler alert, working on both of those things. More to come about the staff positions. I'm just now starting to think about hiring some help, and that is also because of the pumpkin plan. But the big thing that I've realized is that I have a lot of these little clients, these little at-home birthday parties that sprouted up over COVID. Like I started doing all, yard decor and small parties during COVID. And now those are the people that I know that I feel like I want to continue to take care of. But after working through this book, I've realized that is not where the money is. That is not where the time is, the efficiency, the profit. The profit lies with the corporate clients, the big pumpkins. So by trying to be everything to everybody, I'm actually losing potential income. So I have been working to kill off the vine, like this book suggests. And for me, that has looked like telling people that I am booked through the end of the year. I'm only taking corporate clients and through the end of the year. It has also required me to be honest. Like I have people who ordered a birthday marquee last year and they just emailed me wanting to order the same birthday marquee for this year. And it was really hard, but I wrote in the email, unfortunately, I'm not doing any small deliveries anymore. I've repositioned my business to focus on large corporate event decor. And I have now told that to 5 people, and every single one has responded with a thank you. Like they don't care. I think I assumed this would be harder than it was, but I am slowly kind of killing off my vine, which is really scary. It's really scary to kill off paying clients. But for every $100 client that I take, it's not that much more energy to try to work with a $5,000 client. Like the emailing, the back and forth, the delivery, the ordering, the whole process is relatively the same if it's a small client versus a large client. So I rather do one $1,000 job than 10 $100 jobs. When you think of the energy required, it's way more work to do 10 little jobs. So I'm really focusing on the large corporate clients. So now the book breaks this process down really clearly, but in this episode, I want to focus on the part that I think was the biggest game changer for me, the point that got me to actually move and buy into this idea, because there was a while where I was like, this isn't going to work for balloons. Like, you need the little pumpkins, you need the everyday birthday parties in order to fill in your calendar. But then the more I thought about it, it was like, you know what? Maybe I don't. Like, I'm not going to lie, I just booked my second biggest job ever in the history of my company. And it's $7,000. I'll just tell you, it's $7,000. I don't do jobs on that scale. That's a lot for me. My biggest job was $10,000, and that was 3 years ago. So it's like really rare to get that large of a client, but I can focus on that $7,000 client more if I'm not trying to do 15 little $100 garland deliveries between now and that job. Instead, I'm just going to focus on that job, get all of my materials, actually schedule out my inflation, figure out my delivery schedule, like just not be frantic for once. And I think that's going to serve my business really, really well. So the point in the book where he actually lays out how to do this is called your client assessment chart. And there is a process in the book of basically going through all of your clients and you sort them by revenue. So most spent to least spent. And right off the top, you take the 20%, and those are the ones you're going to look at. The bottom 80% of clients, they're already gone. They've already been dismissed. And the reason that he suggests focusing on money is because money talks. Like, someone can say that they love you, that they're obsessed with your business, that they're your number one fan. But if they've spent $100 on balloons over the last 5 years, they might love you, but they are not the person you need to be focusing on. They are not the person that you need to keep happy. So you want to look at revenue first. Then you want to immediately get rid of any pains in the butt. Like, if there is a client where that is just cringy, hard to work with, changes their mind, doesn't pay on time, then you're just going to get rid of them. Even if they're a high spender, you're going to get rid of them, because not only are we trying to zero in on our client list, we are also trying to zero in on what they like about us so that we can grow our client list again, but all the types of clients that we want. So this is all about kind of planting the seed. This is how we're going to grow big pumpkins from the beginning. Right now, we've kind of been just willy-nilly taking whatever we can get. And that's how you end up with clients that like you because you're cheap, and clients that like you because you're amazing quality, and other clients like you because they know you, and other clients like you because you answer the phone. If all of your clients like you for different reasons, you're trying to basically hit a moving target, versus if all of your clients love you because your quality is amazing, you always pick up your phone, and you're always available for their event. That is something really easy that you can replicate over and over and over. And that way, when a client comes along and they want someone to, come to a site visit, and they want the cheapest person, you already know that they are not going to be a good fit. They're not going to be a good fit for you. So then years down the road, you don't have to worry about killing them off the vine, because you never took them in the first place. So we're going to get back to this client assessment chart. So first, we're looking at best clients as it pertains to revenue. Then we're getting rid of all the cringy clients. Then we're starting to look at the clients with some other factors, like, do they have potential to spend more? So for me, this is like schools. I have a lot of colleges and schools that are really good clients, but they book me once a year for Welcome Week. Could they potentially book me for homecoming and prom, and also Teacher Appreciation Week? So they would rank really high on the more potential category. There are other clients that they might rank higher because they totally trust you and they just like speak the same language and they let you do whatever you want, or what they want is what you want to do. So it goes through this process of ranking your clients on more than just how much money they spend, so that in the end you get this assessment chart and you essentially have your top 20 clients ranked. And then it talks about how we are going to focus entirely on those clients and work on killing off the rest, which sounds so insane. It sounds so harsh when you say that. But my top 20% of clients make up a really big chunk of my overall revenue. And then kind of my outlier category was my grab and go garlands, because they are all technically small pumpkins, but I don't talk to them. I don't email them. I don't have to really do anything with them. So it feels like kind of free money. Like I'm not going to get rid of my grab and go people because they're just totally automated and they just basically buy on my website. But in terms of actual like events and clients, I'm focusing on my top 20%. And out of my top 20%, I would say most of the money comes from like 10 clients. And I just never follow up with them. I expect them to reach out to me. I never ask if they want additional events, if they have anything else I can help with. Like, I am not really marketing to these people, and it's a huge opportunity that has been lost. Another thing that's really was kind of crazy is that since I identified who those top clients were and they were kind of more on my radar, they have all rebooked. I'm not kidding. In the last month, 5 of my top like 7 clients have rebooked me for their annual events. Like they all happen in September. It's all these colleges, it's homecomings, it's these big school and country club events, honestly. And now I'm leading into New Year's Eve, really focused on which jobs I'm going to do. So much so that I know I'm going to focus on my country clubs that I already have existing contracts with, so that I'm telling any new jobs, like any new inquiries, that I have $1,000 minimum on New Year's Eve, because otherwise I'm going to fill up my New Year's Eve schedule with a bunch of small pumpkins, and I'm not going to have any room to sell to my existing big pumpkins. So it's given me so much clarity. And then the good thing about having a business like ours is we don't really have to kill off the vine. There are other businesses that are like lawyers or someone you would have an ongoing contract with. You actually would have to like fire a client, and that would be really hard to do. So in our case, we just prevent those people from rebooking, which is what I said I have been doing. I've been getting requests for, like a party pole delivery for the front yard, which a year ago I was doing those for $75. And now I have to tell those same people that, not only does that product not exist anymore, but I'm not going to do their birthday party. Even if they attempt to get it up to my $200, $300 minimum, I'm just not going to do it. I actually this morning put a thing on my website saying that I am only booking corporate clients through the end of the year, because those are the clients that I love. I love when people are booking me and spending other people's money because those are the people that are about convenience. They just want it done. They want it done well, and they're not going to go crazy about particulars about the design. Like they just need to check this off their list because they're in charge of the balloons. Like those are my favorite types of clients, which actually leads to my other part of the book, my other favorite part. And that is talking about I got to think back. What is it called? I should have written some notes, but so much of this book is so clear. It's called your AOI, your area of innovation. There, I remembered it. Your area of innovation in your business. And I've never heard this before. Maybe this is like a business term that's out there, but it was new to me. And it again, game changer. In your business, you can only have one area of innovation that you focus on. It can be, you can have 2. So you can be cheap, you can be like the best quality, or you can, what's the third one? Be the most convenient. Okay. So it's price, quality, or convenience. And you literally cannot have all of those 3 things. You cannot have the best quality at the cheapest prices, with the easiest way to buy. Like you'll just go out of business. You literally can't do that. You can be, cheap and convenient. You can be the best quality and convenient, but then you're not going to be cheap. Like you can't have all 3 of those things. And there is a really good chapter about case studies of companies like Walmart. Walmart is in the price game. They don't care if you have a quality experience. They are going to win on price all the time. Versus Target, they are much more about the experience. They are about quality and convenience, not so much on price, because they know that you're going to pay a little bit extra to have a nice experience shopping in their stores. You think of like high, fashion designers, like they have amazing quality, but maybe they don't have convenience because it takes a long time to get your custom handbag, and definitely not priced super high, but they know that they are in the quality game. Like that is their game. So this idea of identifying your area of innovation helps you clarify what you are good at. And it also helps you understand why your clients like you. So for me, it's convenience. I always want to be the fastest, easiest, simplest way to order balloons, which means that I'm not in the quality game. Like I am not doing the craziest balloon art you've ever seen. I do the same stuff over and over and over. I'm also not the cheapest. Like I charge a lot for my balloons, but because I make it so easy for people, again, I am targeting the administrative assistants who have to plan balloons for the gala and it's Friday afternoon and they forgot and they just want it done before they leave for the weekend. I am their girl. I am not the quality person. I am not for the event planner who wants to double stuff and custom choose every single color and they want 3 site visits and mock-ups and custom prints. Like, kill me. I would never, ever want to do that. And I have some of those jobs and they suck because it's not my zone of genius. It's not where I naturally thrive. So knowing where your area of innovation is in your business, you can lean into that. I can make it more convenient. I can make it easier to buy. I can make it faster to buy. And in doing so, maybe I can raise my prices. Like if you focus on what you're really good at, then you can focus on what type of clients will really love you versus trying to fit. It's like almost, fitting a square peg. I don't know what the actual phrase is, but like fitting this is the worst analogy ever, like fitting the square peg in the hole. I don't know. There's a whole thing there. Oh, another thing I should say about these episodes and the bonus episodes, I don't edit them. So you're going to get what you get. So sometimes in the bonus episodes, my daughter will come in screaming or my dogs will start barking, but you get the real Sarah in those episodes. But this book has been absolutely amazing. Even if you don't want to join the book club, you should order this book on Amazon or on Audible. I really recommend Audible because Mike Michalowicz reads it himself and he's pretty snarky and pretty funny. And it's also cool because this book is 10 years old. So he gives real life updates. Like if he's mentioning a business in the book, he'll give an update on what happened over time or where they are today. And some of the times the businesses that were doing great 10 years ago stopped focusing on their area of innovation. They started trying to be everything to everybody, and they actually have since gone out of business. So it's really interesting kind of getting like the fast forward view as well. And that's in the Audible version. Or this book is so old, you can definitely get it from your library or like a digital library if you subscribe, but it's a really great book. So there's so much more in here, like actual techniques. There's a whole nother section about once you identify your clients, how to basically ask them about their other vendors and then getting in with the other vendors as another marketing tactic, which is so brilliant, but I'm not going to get into that because my 2 big takeaways were definitely doing the client evaluation chart, like actually going through and figuring out who your clients are, who spends the most money. For me, my second highest client paying wise was a local high school that like I didn't even have on my radar. In my mind, it was like, yeah, they booked me for homecoming and they booked me for prom and like maybe one other time, I'm not sure. And when I looked at it on paper, they had spent more than almost everybody else on their bookings. So you better believe that after I read the book, I was like, I need to figure out who the student council president is this year and when homecoming is and what's coming up. And the update is that I did, and they booked me. So just having those clients front of mind is a really, really great practice. The other big takeaway is obviously that area of innovation and being really confident in knowing what your area of innovation is. Because if it's price, if you're the cheapest out there, that's fine. That's amazing. But then don't be the best quality, like you're going to have to sell fast designs and only fast designs. Or if you are in the quality game and you want to be like the most outstanding, amazing custom balloon person in the world, that's fine. But you need to find the customers that appreciate that and want that and are willing to pay for that, because then everyone is happy. The whole overarching theme of this book is not about you solely benefiting. You will benefit. If you figure out what your area of innovation is, you will benefit. And if you focus on your big pumpkins, you will benefit. But ultimately, so will they. And it creates kind of this great, what does he call it? Like he has a whole deserted island analogy. And he basically says it's like a whole kumbaya vibe when like you and your clients work together in the same way, and you're helping them and they're helping you, and you get along and you like each other and you plan in the same way and you think in the same way. Like that is the dream, that instead of trying to like pretend you're someone you're not, you're just being yourself and you're running your business the way you want to run it, and your clients are loving every single second of that. So much so that they are going to refer other clients who also think and feel that same way. So I love this book. I have done the chart. I know my top 20% of clients. I know how much money they generate. I know which events they hire me for and when those events are. So I have basically a list, like a play-by-play of who to reach out to and when. And that has given me so much more confidence to turn down these jobs that I'm like, I don't really want to do this, but I don't really have an excuse not to. But now I don't need an excuse. I'm just saying no. No is my favorite word. And this book gives some scripts and some ideas of how to say no. And I have firsthand can tell you that people are really receptive and actually encouraging when I've been telling them, like, actually my business has really grown and I'm focusing on large corporate events. Most people have responded with like, that's totally fine and congratulations. Because a lot of the people that became my clients over COVID, like they knew that they were helping me out, that they were ordering something that they probably weren't necessarily always going to order. And now it's okay to kind of end that chapter in my business because I just can't. Like I can't do it unless I hire a bunch of staff to keep it all going. And at the end of the day, that's not what I want to do right now. And there's also a part of this book about growing your business in the way that you want to run it, not necessarily always as it relates to profit and money and income, but also as it relates to joy, like growing the clients that bring you joy so that you can do the kind of work that makes you happy. Like there's nothing worse than sitting back and realizing that you've created this monster of a business that you want nothing to do with. So taking the time to think about like, what are you good at? Why do people like using your services? And how can we make all of our clients like our best clients? There were so many takeaways. This has by far been my favorite book of the book club. Remember, if any of this sounds interesting, you can head over to the Patreon group, and episodes 1 and 2 are waiting there for you. So those episodes are like an introduction and then a deep dive into that client assessment chart. So you can at least get that far. So I hope you find this interesting. I am going to talk about my 3 biggest takeaways right after the break, and then we are going to wrap up. All right. So just because these episodes are a little bit more rambly because I'm talking through an entire book in like 20 minutes, I do want to just take a minute to clarify again the points that I really want to hit home, and I think the book really hit home for me. So that is, evaluate your clients. Do an actual report card, like an assessment chart of your clients. Figure out who your top 20% are. Also figure out how much they spend each year, because that can be really eye-opening. Number 2, determine your area of innovation. So what is your area of innovation? Is it price? Is it quality? Or is it convenience? It cannot be all 3. You will go out of business. It literally cannot be all 3. You have to pick one and then maybe a second place backup, but you can't have all 3. And then my 3rd takeaway from the book is, unfortunately, this idea of killing off the vine. It sounds so morbid, but it is okay to let go of clients, even if they have ordered balloons from you for years and years, you are going to have a harder time saying no to them than they are hearing no. They probably won't care. So if you have a mom who has ordered balloons for the last 3 years, don't overthink that email. Just tell her you are focusing on a different kind of business. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're focusing entirely on moms and birthday parties. The point is, saying no to clients is really, really hard. But if you get to the point where you have more business than you can handle, you have to be selective. And why not select the clients that you're happiest working for? So don't be afraid of saying no and really figuring out who your ideal client is, because the ultimate reward of doing this hard work is that you free up your schedule for your good clients, but you free up your schedule for more clients like your good clients. And one of the best quotes in this book is that we want people to like us, but that's incorrect. And really, we should want people like us to like us. So if you are not the best fit for someone, you need to be okay with that. And trust me, as someone who needs to be liked, I struggle with that a lot. I feel really bad letting people down. I feel bad when people, get irritated by the way I do business. But ultimately, I can't want people to like me. I need people like me to like me. So people who want to communicate online, people who want to order quickly, people who want to just get it done and wrapped up and pay. Those are the people like me, and I want them to like me. I do not need the high-end, custom everything, no detail overlooked. That is not the person that I need to like me, and I just need to be okay with that. So you want people like you to like you. That is one of my big takeaways as well. All right, I hope you enjoyed this bonus episode. It's not really a bonus anymore because it's going to be every month. So 5 episodes a month, and then the 4 Patreon exclusive episodes. Those come out every single Sunday. And remember, if you join, you will be joining more than 100 other people who are also listening along and reading the same books. And it's a great way to really do a deep dive into a business topic. All right. I will see you next week for another regular episode.